Okay, so we just watched part 1. We did the gradient on the site model, and then we created the vector image. Okay, so now you have all your vector colors and then your scan lines. So now we're going to add the brushes. Okay, so go to your magic wand tool and make sure it's add shift. That way it'll be easier to select different ones at a time. So this is the way I add brushes. I mean, you could do your own way, but here we go. So just, I'm going to select all these yellow ones. This. So we're going to do the little polka dots, or the little dots. Paint Shop Pro already has a little effect for that, so you don't really need a brush unless you really want to get one. So it's going to be on Effects, Artistic Effects, and then go to Halftone. Okay, so this little window is going to pop up. You're going to set it to, I guess, round, and then size 8, and make sure on the color scheme it's grayscale. So it's going to be, the ink is going to be white, and the background is going to be like a gray color. And then check the box Use as Overlay to Soft Light, and the opacity is 50%. But depending on how bright the color is of the one you want to add this effect to, if it's like a really, really bright color, like a really like lime green or something, you can set it to like a more higher opacity, but this one's not so bright, so we're just going to do 50. And then select that, deselect that. So you have your first brush. So then I'm just going to see, let's do this one with the polka dots. So I'm just going to select every other of this color, like this. Oops. And do the same thing, effects, artistic effects, halftone. This one, this one's kind of dark, so I'm gonna set it to like 40 opacity. And then, there we go. There's those two. So now I'm gonna select on the one, this pink color in between. Oops. So if it does this, like if you don't want every other color to be selected and it selects these two, here's what you can do. You can click on the black color, this black, and then go to your default brush. Make sure, well, just, you don't have to set it to this, but usually I do, and then just stamp it in the middle, so that way it won't select all of the colors at a time. Forgot to do that, I should have remembered. Okay, so now I'm just going to do all these pink ones. And then to add the drop shadow effect, we're going to make a new layer. Make sure in this new layer. So I'm going to pick this color of the color scheme. You can just pick whichever brushes you want. I'm going to use this little glitter one. And then it's pretty self-explanatory. Adding the brushes. So you just do this process. Just don't want to be wasting your time if you already know how to do this. So just pretty much how you're gonna. So I'll just do this one and then I'll show you another if you don't get it. So then you unselect that. Oops, what did I do? Okay. So now you have this layer. So you're going to go to Effects, 3D Effects, Drop Shadow, and set it to 2.97. So there it has a little drop shadow. And then go to Layers, Merge, Merge All. Just going to do the same thing with that. So I'm just going to do this purple. Just make a new layer. You can fast forward this part if you already know how to do this. Just showing. And then you just pick 2 colors or 1 color or whichever color you want. Usually I just do 2, so I'm going to pick another brush. I'll do this little poppy first. Can resize it. So you made a new layer and then selected, so then I just do 1 color, left click, right click, left click, right click. And I just do it like this, like every other color, like that. So again, you can just fast forward this if you already get how to add brushes and stuff. I'm just showing to people who are new to the program and stuff. So. Boring. Okay, so unselect that and then go to Effects, Beauty Effects, Drop Shadow, Enter, or OK. Layers, merge all fine. So there's those brushes. So you're just going to do the same thing. Make a new layer. No, I mean, select around the color you want, make a new layer, put the brush on, and then do the drop shadow. So pretty much the same thing. Okay, so now I added all the rest of the brushes to the vector. So just minimize that for now, and then go back to your set model picture. We're going to outline the picture now. So zoom in to about 250% depending on your image size. You can go more, but just as long as it's really up close. So just go to the mode and change it to replace, and it's point to point. So now we're just going to select around the site model. Just like that. What you want to do though is make sure you select a little bit inside of the selection, just like a tiny bit, you know? So that you don't, it kind of looks like, you know, she's really selected. I don't think that really made sense, but you kind of see like a little bit inside of what you're selecting. See, you don't want to go like exactly on the outline, just like a little bit from the outside of it. So bad at this. So bear with me. Oh, I forgot to outline that. Oh wow, this is a tutorial. It doesn't need to be perfect, just as long as you get the idea. Okay, so you have that selected. So now copy this, Control C, minimize that, and make a new document. Depending on the size, you can make it to whatever you want. I'm just going to put like a 500 by 600. And then you paste that as a new selection, like this. Then go to Selections, Modify, Expand, 1 pixel, so it's outlined 1 pixel of white. Copy that. And then you can undo the steps and use the same picture. And then you're going to use the gradient. I'm going to flip it so it's like different colors. So you paste that. Do the same thing, selections, modify, expand, 1 pixel. So the other part's outlined with the gradient. Copy that. And then you're going to go to your scanned lines. Oops. And then do the same thing. Selections, modify, expand. So it has the dashed. Copy that. Then go back to your gradient and then do the steps. You can go to edit, undo, edit, undo. I'm going to flip it. So it's the other way, okay. So paste that as a new selection, and then go to do the same thing, selections, modify, expand. But I'm going to expand it to about 12, let's see, 11. It's too little. So let's try 15. Oh wait, I forgot. Shoot, sorry. Forget that. Totally forgot this step. So I'm doing that. Okay, so you have your gradient, and then I usually click on your white, so I usually use like this diamond little brush. Where is it? Yeah. And I just stamp it all crazy like that around. And then I have this sparkle brush that I use. And then you paste it as a new selection. And then selections, modify, expand, 15. Copy that. You can close this, you don't need it anymore. So let's do. So now I'm just going to do the same thing. Make a new white document, set it to 1, copy that, and then you can go to edit, and then click the gradient, fill it in, selections, modify, expand, 1 pixel, go back to the scan lines, selections, modify, expand, copy that, go back to your vector, and then paste that as the new layer, and then adjust it to where you want it to go. Layers, merge all of that in. And there you go.
Give me money, I'll go get some stuff to make dinner.
Okay, so there you go. You can add your text and everything else. And yep, there you go. There's your preppy sign. If you have any questions, just comment me. Hope this helped you. Okay.